Mississippi, and Tennessee. Bank anywhere, anytime, with digital solutions from CBNS Bank. Hello again, everybody. I'm Roger Hoover. Alabama men's basketball swept the weekly awards from the SEC this week. Jaden Shackelford was named the SEC Player of the Week, while J.D. Davidson earned SEC Freshman of the Week honors. Our basketball color analyst, Brian Passink, gives thoughts on the emergence of Davidson.
But he is a terrific player. I'm glad to see that his hard work is paying off. He's really worked on his ability to shoot the basketball from the perimeter, goes 4 for 6 from the three-point line against the Gonzaga Bulldogs. And if you have to crowd him at the three-point line with his ability to get in the lane and make plays for himself and his teammates, look out. I mean, he becomes unstoppable.
I'll have more in moments.
Imagine new home. Buying or building a new home comes with many difficult decisions. Mortgage process shouldn't be one of them. Let CBNS Bank's experienced mortgage lenders make the process easy by providing the mortgage solutions you need to build your home sweet home. Visit us online at cbsbank.com or at a CBNS Bank office near you. All loans subject to credit approval. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Join us for Crimson Drive, driven by Tuscaloosa Toyota at 2 p.m. Central on the CTSN Facebook page. We'll have conversations with CTSN analysts John Parker Wilson and Brian Passink, plus women's basketball head coach Christy Curry. Crimson Drive, live each Tuesday and Thursday on the CTSN Facebook page. Crimson Tide Today is brought to you by CBNS Bank. Crimson Tide Today is a production of the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The lose the kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown, great. Alabama back on top. Fires in the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship.
To call you. It was an accident.
Okay, so I guess your mom's coming over right now. Called me. I had no idea who it was.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Can you hear me? Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers.
Lars, can you hear me?
Quarterback in Alabama history with the record of 35-21.
I gotta go.
Of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame. Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show.
Yeah.
Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New
You
York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
All right, welcome in. As we got the Thursday edition, Jay Barker Show, Lars Anderson out in Lincoln, Nebraska, and we got Matt Coulter in AVX. I'm up in Nashville. We got Peter Burns going to be joining us from the SEC Network at 12:05. So look forward to that. And also Chris Walsh with us each and every week down in Tuscaloosa, our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. So we've got a great show lined up for you. Again, starting out with Peter Burns from the SEC Network. Get his thoughts not only on the Heisman, Player of the Year now, AP Player of the Year, Bryce Young, and does that solidify him as the Heisman Trophy winner coming up on Saturday night. Pretty much everybody's got him favored to win that. We are presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Get out to Top Golf. It is the bowling of this generation. You'll absolutely love it. You and the family, the co-workers, and it is a fun place to go out, not only for the great food, but the great fun. And also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford to Anderson. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks at Sunny King Ford. Matt Coulter, how you holding down the AVX house today?
Well, we'll find out over the next 2 hours. I'll tell you what, guys, next week I'm going to go to Cordova, Alabama, just so I can say I'm live somewhere other than the AVX studio. I understand Peter's standing up.
Why Cordova? I guess that's the question. All right, let's get to Peter Burns.
I was going to say Dora, but
yes. I love it. I love it. Let's get to Peter Burns, SEC Network, joining us now. And saw him over in Atlanta at the SEC Championship game as we were going up to the press box and spend some time with Chris Doring, myself, and Antonio Langham. But, Peter, always great to have you on. Thanks for being with us.
Man, I tell you what, I was definitely the lowest person on the totem pole if you were hanging out with Langham and Doring. I mean, that's a pretty good company to have. I'm still, frankly, a little shocked after what I saw. I mean, you know, we're a week after this game almost, and I'm still trying to figure out how in the world did Bama put up, 31 straight on that so-called vaunted generational defense of the Georgia Bulldogs?
Yeah, it was amazing. And you look at just the, coming in, the media, the fans. Peter, I'd never seen fans, and we talked about this all week long, at Alabama that asked me the question throughout the week leading into the game. And, it's been years, if not never, where they said, how much are we going to lose by? Do we have a chance? I've never heard that from Bama fans.
You know what it is, though? That's great. I mean, I'm glad they said that, because then they know what 99.9% of other college football programs feel, right? Trust me, as an LSU fan, I think about that a lot over the last couple of years, or hell, last 20 years. And again, that's what Georgia fans right now feel anytime that they see that Crimson Tide come out of the tunnel. I mean, again, it's one of those things, man. It was funny. I wish you guys could have seen it, is that we had we're around all these Georgia fans. They're going crazy. They're pumped up and excited. And all of a sudden, Bama comes out of the tunnel, and you just see this. Oh no, there they are. Their face melts a little bit, because mentally they know that Alabama's just been their daddy over the last couple of years, and they haven't been able to do anything about it right now. And I don't know how it changes if they do meet each other in the national championship game.
Lars?
Yeah, sorry, am not sure of the order here. Peter, what it does if Georgia and Alabama end up meeting each other again? What does Georgia have to do different? I know a lot. There's been so much speculation about JT Daniels and the play of Stetson Bennett, and the question of whether or not Stetson Bennett is a quarterback that's capable of beating Alabama. But what would Georgia have to do different if there were to be a rematch?
Lars, I'm fascinated by the chess match, and that's what I'm hoping that it would be that we would see them play again, because I think one of the things that Dan Lanning and this Georgia defense did have some success is late into the game they started putting more pressure. They started sending more exotic blitzes from the edge on Bryce, and they actually shut him down for a little bit. The problem was the damage was already done at that point, and they didn't have a game-changing quarterback. I mean, I don't think JT Daniels would have made a difference in that game, right? I mean, Alabama was so good offensively that, you could have had Joe Burrow, and I don't think it would have made a difference in that one. To me, I want to see how much more aggressive they would be if they do face each other again. But at the same time, I would imagine Bill O'Brien and Doug Marrone and Saban look at it and go, all right, well, we know that this time they're going to try to bring a whole lot more pressure. So therefore, we're going to try to lure them in with a whole lot more screens and draws and whatnot. So the amount of chess games that will be played if they have a rematch is what I want for Christmas, boys. I mean, that's the matchup that I want.
Peter Burns is with us on the Jay Barker Show, AVX, Lincoln, and Nashville. Peter, my name's Matt Coulter. I don't know if we've ever met face to face, but I'm helping out Jay a little bit and loving the opportunity. And this is not exactly the best way to introduce myself to a guy who holds such a prestigious position. But I'm going to ask two questions. One's really silly, and the other is serious. First of all, have you ever heard of Peter Burns from Nightmares in Wax? And then, how good is Cincinnati?
Well, let's go backwards. Actually, let's go to the first one. Peter Burns is, I think he was like a singer back in the day that passed away not so long ago. And then, like, if you go Google my name, it's the scariest thing you'll ever see. It's the old artist with the big, huge. He had the plump lips and everything. It's a sight that you can't unsee. So yes, I am familiar with that. Regarding Cincy, though. This is a really solid team. I mean, I work with Kitty George from ESPN Radio, and she's been on the sidelines and have watched Alabama up close and personal in Georgia, and she did the Cincinnati-Houston game. She's like, listen, there's playmakers, especially on the outside for them, that maybe there's, between Desmond Ridder and some of their wide receivers, they might be a little bit more talented than Georgia offensively. Now, the thing is Bama has a lot more depth than they have. And I don't believe that they have the defense that Georgia has. So, this to me, even though you lose Mechie in this matchup, should be able to get Brian Robinson going pretty well and get Bryce out of the pocket a little bit more, just like he did. And I still don't think that there's a wide receiver you can cover, no matter what you do, like Jamison Williams right now. Him and Bryce have this like 1-2 punch right now. It's unbelievable.
Peter Burns joining us from the SEC Network. And Peter, wanted to get your take just on Will Anderson not being invited to the Heisman. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson had a great year, but if you look at the numbers, almost double on the number of tackles for loss. He has two more sacks than Aiden, but yet not invited. And I don't know if that's a prejudice, not so much against Alabama, but not want to have multiple Bama players there once again at the Heisman Trophy presentation. Your thoughts on it?
No, I think that's spot on. I think everyone says, all right, I'm going to give the award to Bryce because Bryce is going to win it, especially after, my gosh, what he did in the Iron Bowl, that great drive. And then just the second quarter alone. He could have not played the first, third, and fourth quarter of that game, and he plays the second quarter of the SEC championship, and he would have won it just there. But I think what happened is people said, all right, I need to vote for a defensive player, but I already have a Bama player out there. Who else can I give some love for? It's interesting is that I think Will would have gotten more votes had Bryce not had such a great game in the SEC championship. Because what I mean by that is everyone felt after the SEC championship game, everybody felt like Bryce was going to win it. So they're going to vote for Bryce. And then they're like, all right, I got 2 votes. Who do I want to give some love for? They want to do a defensive player. So they're like, all right, I'll just give it to the Michigan defensive player, Aiden Hutchinson, who was good, but not as good as Will Anderson. And then they split the rest of their vote. And I think that's kind of what hurts, Will. And Will's been a great sport about it. He's like, listen, I don't care. We're straight. As long as Bryce is in there and is going to win it and we're in good shape, he doesn't care. And I like to hear that from Will, who's arguably one of the nicest guys in all of football.
Peter, I am from Big Ten country, and I've been watching Michigan closely all year, and I think they have a great shot at beating Georgia, just mainly because of Michigan's offensive and defensive lines and a quarterback that has improved steadily throughout the season. Can you just give us your breakdown and analysis of the other national semifinal?
Yeah, I think, it's funny that, on Twitter and online, there's this great meme that shows one Spider-Man pointing to the other Spider-Man, and it's like them in the mirror. And that's, in essence, what I feel like Georgia and Michigan is, right? They both can stop the run really well. They've got a playmaker, and Kobe Dean is probably the best playmaker. Although I was shocked about, not out of shape, but just how small of a difference Jordan Davis made in that game, especially with getting some push up front. I don't know if he was just not feeling well or what. That was a weird deal. But the difference is, though, is they just don't have playmakers on the outside. Hassan Haskins is a good running back, but they don't have that Jamison Williams. They don't have the wide receivers to compete. And so to me, I look at this being a low scoring game, kind of one of these 20-17 just all out battles. And the X factor in this one is actually Josh Gaddis, the former, Bama coach. He's done a great job of getting these guys in kind of a different rotation and some different looks that I think Kirby and them will be ready. And I still think it ends up being the Georgia Bulldogs having some success. Although I would not be surprised if we do see JT Daniels, regardless of how that game starts playing out early, if no reason to get him some rest and see if they can get something kind of, sparking on offense to give Bama some more film to look at.
Peter, were you surprised by the hires in the SEC? Head coaches?
Not, it's what might be surprising. I was not surprised with Brian Kelly. I said on my show on SEC Network the day after that they fired Ed Orgeron is that I would make them tell Brian Kelly would have to tell me no. Keep asking until he said no. And ultimately they end up with him. And I think that was a good hire. And the Billy Napier hire makes sense. The problem is, guys, there's not a ton of wins to go around in the SEC, right? I mean, everybody thinks that, we're going to hire these coaches and we're going to go 11-1. Well, guess what? As long as Nick is in Tuscaloosa, the West goes through him. And as long as Kirby doesn't fall asleep on recruiting day, the East is going to go through them. I personally think that SEC fans, both at Florida and over at LSU, are going to have to realize 9 wins, 10 wins in the SEC is going to be incredible going forward. And unless they wrap their heads around that, which is tough for SEC fans, they're in for a world of hurt because it's going to take 2 or 3 years to get both Florida and LSU right. And I know that those are two very impatient fan bases.
Peter, as always, great to see you, first of all, on Saturday, but thanks for joining us and giving us your time today. We really appreciate it.
Man, you guys have a Merry Christmas. I'm looking forward to hopefully a hell of a couple of weeks of the Bulls and hopefully an expanded college football playoff soon. So, see you, boys.
See you, man. Merry Christmas to you as well and your family. Peter Burns joining us from the SEC Network. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back and again live on BamaInsider. As far as the YouTube channel, also Facebook as well. So follow us there and also subscribe, like, and share. And also throughout our radio network throughout the state and down on the Gulf Coast. Our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. Stay with us as hour number 1 continues. We're off to a fast start with Peter Burns.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Get in zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about that time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Don't miss a play at the Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front row seat to all the action. Place bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter, kiosk, or on your phone. Then catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
There is still time for you to gift awesomely. During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Start the holidays off right with special savings on high-performance Dell XPS and Alienware systems. These deals are perfect for helping anyone power their greatest passions. Plus, save on top monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. You heard that right. Free shipping. Just call 800-BUY-DEL. That's 800-BUY-DEL.
We're going to need to fire up the plow. The big one.
Forecast is 6 feet of snow and 66 new customers for Trin Snow Service.
Hey, Terry.
She needs more drivers before business melts away.
What do you mean Dee can't drive? I thought he was certified.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Ray Magliozzi here. Have you ever cooked a really fine gourmet meal? Yeah, me neither. But I'm told it all comes down to the ingredients. And when I need ingredients to improve my car, the place I go is eBay Motors. Whether you roasted your last transmission, graded your current floor mats, or pureed your side view mirror on a lamppost, eBay Motors has the right parts at the right prices. 122 million of them. And by the way, if you recently fired up your grill, don't worry, eBay Motors has grills too. eBay Motors. Let's ride.
Chris Stewart here. Hurry to the certified Dream Deal sales event at Townsend Honda. Get financing as low as 0.99%. Shop the best selection of certified pre-owned vehicles, all with the coverage you can count on and the price that will make you happy. And Townsend Honda wants to buy your car, even if you don't buy it from us. Hurry to the certified Dream Deal sales event. Log on townsendhonda.com or visit Townsend Honda, Skyline Boulevard, Tuscaloosa. Financing for well-qualified buyers. See dealer for details.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky partially sunny today. A small chance of a shower this afternoon or tonight. Today's high 66, the low tonight 61. Very mild tomorrow. Breezy, mostly cloudy with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The high 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 58 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
Good for who? The sport. The sport. Look, I think it's good that we have a balance in college football in terms of people who can be successful. I think it's good for the fans that they all have hope that their team has an opportunity to get in the college football playoff. I think the whole atmosphere of college football changed as I brought up when we started this whole playoff. We would minimize the importance of bowl games, which we have succeeded at. And now everybody just talks about the playoffs and who's in the playoffs. It used to be in college football, if you had a great season and you got to go to a good bowl game, everybody was excited. Players all wanted to play. Fans were excited. And, that doesn't happen anymore. So you only have 4 spots for everybody in Division I college football to have an opportunity to get in the playoff. So obviously, a lot of fans are going to have hope that we can get in. It does create a lot of excitement, but I'm not apologizing for trying to have a program like a lot of people try to have a program that can get in the playoffs as many times as possible. I'm sure that's the goal. I'm sure that's a lot of folks. So even though I think that it might be healthy for the sport because it's healthy for fans, as competitors, as coaches, we're all trying to get our team in the playoff because that's sort of the standard of college football right now.
Some great comments there from Nick Saban and talking about the playoffs. And this is where he talked about a number of years back that he felt like it would diminish the bowl system, and what everybody kind of pointed to at the end of the year, that focus on the playoffs and the bowls may be begin to diminish. Now, the number of bowls have not really diminished. I think they've actually added bowls over the last so many years, but really good stuff there. Good comments from Coach Saban and his comments about that very topic. So we'll continue looking at that. Some of the top headlines, though: Player of the Year, the AP Player of the Year honors goes to Bryce Young, no surprise there. Also, Clemson's Coach Elliott, office coordinator, top pick for the Virginia job. Gators also signed defensive back coach Raymond away from LSU, and USC standout wide receiver London declares for the NFL draft. And also, FIU hires Memphis defensive coordinator Mike McIntyre as their next head coach. So some of the coaching news and carousel continues to roll on, but there's some of the main headlines going on right now around college football and at the University of Alabama as well. Let's go down to our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM, and Chris Walsh joining us from BamaCentral.com. Go to BamaCentral.com for all your latest news, great stories as they follow not just Alabama football, but all sports for the Crimson Tide. And Chris, always great to have you on Thursdays. Thanks for hanging out there during the Peter Burns interview there at the beginning, and we really appreciate you being with us.
Yeah, I was really glad that somebody asked about the new coaches. I was thinking, I was wondering what he was going to say about Brian Kelly, but I have to say, I think Lars now has taken the Sports Illustrated jinx with him because he did a book on Clemson, obviously, and they didn't make the playoffs this year, and now all the coaches are leaving.
Right. I think Lars is muted out, so we'll if you want to mute yourself back.
All right. Yeah, it's amazing. I've done so many interviews. The book is called Dabo's World. And I've had to kind of say, hey, it's really should be Dabo's World Imploding. And it's just gone from bad to worse, even though Clemson did play better toward the end of the season. But you're right. I mean, losing his top two lieutenants is a big blow, but maybe that's what they need. I mean, if you think about it, maybe they need some fresh blood on the offensive and defensive side of the ball. Maybe the program does need to be shaken up a little bit, because we've discussed on this program so much about, is this a one-year aberration for Clemson, or is this sort of the beginning of a slow descent? But I've never had worse timing for a book than Dabo's World. But Chris, we haven't had a chance to get your reaction to the SEC championship game. Did you see it coming at all?
Yeah, actually, I wrote an article on Friday, and this was we got done with the show last week, and I spent the rest of the day really kind of picking through Georgia, the defense specifically, and I was like, well, let's see if we can find a weakness that they're going to try to exploit. And there was a gaping one in my mind, and it was basically that the secondary just didn't handle speed that well, really fast receivers. I'm sitting there thinking, well, this is going to be a little bit of a problem. And just big plays, explosive plays. And there were two things when I sat down in the press box I was looking for. Obviously, number one, how fast is Bryce getting the ball out? Because if he's not getting it out quickly, obviously there's going to be some pass rush issues and so forth. And the fact that he was, and Robinson was beginning to establish a run, I'm sitting there thinking this is just going to be a matter of time. And then bam, the 5 straight possessions where they scored, and that game was over. I was writing my column after the first possession of the third quarter on how Bryce Young is going to win the Heisman.
And he's going to. But Will Anderson will not be there, which has been a topic earlier part of this week. But we will soon see. I haven't yet gotten your take and wanted to find out, since you're sitting there in Tuscaloosa, Chris, have you heard updates on B-Rob, on Dale, how long Mechie's going to be out? Could you just kind of give us an update on Alabama injuries?
Yeah, let's see here. B-Rob, I thought, he looked pretty good in the game. Obviously, getting some extra rest is really going to help. I think he's going to be a really big factor. And with Mechie, he's probably out, for the playoffs. Let's just say they're not counting on him. And I think having Robinson back, a more healthy Robinson, is going to really help kind of offset the loss of Mechie. Dale was, he played in the last game. He should be good to go. They get a nice little break now, and I think that's going to really help this team, minus the wide receiver position. They're going to need some guys to step up.
All right, Chris Walsh, and join us from BamaInsider.com. Lars Anderson out in Lincoln. I'm up in Nashville. We got Matt holding down the fort at our AVX studios there in Birmingham as we continue hour number one. And we got a lot more to get into from college football and also looking ahead to the 14 playoff as well. Again, don't forget we're brought to you by and presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Go see Mark Grenier, all great folks there at Top Golf and Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street, Oxford and Anniston. All right, we'll be back as hour number one continues.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. If you're average and you're looking for a new pair of running or walking shoes, I suggest you go to an average shoe store where they'll sell you a pair of average shoes built for the average person with average size feet. But here's the thing, you're not average. No one is. We all exercise differently. We run differently. We walk differently. And our feet come in all sorts of widths and lengths. That's why at the New Balance Birmingham store, we employ fit specialists who will conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot's size and shape along with your gait and then determine the best New Balance shoes custom fit to you. Because New Balance isn't your average shoe and you're not average either. Experience the difference an unaverage custom fit makes today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Hi, it's Jay Barker for Siebel's in downtown Homewood, and now's the time to get your special place ready. Come in and let Siebel's design your porch with Kingsley Bait outdoor furniture and one of their custom swinging beds. For the great room, you're going to need their Carson swivel recliner. Siebel's is the #1 Carson recliner dealer in the country, and Sarah and I, we've got one, and we absolutely love it. Be sure also to check out their famous custom-made beds and bunk beds built by Siebel's and made up with some of their best linens in town. Their staff can truly put your bed together like no other store. You can also follow Siebel's and shop on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to call or go by their special store in downtown Homewood. The number is 800-448-1962. That's 800-448-1962. And just for listening, go to SiebelsCottage.com and order anything you want and type in Jay Barker for a special discount code. That's Jay Barker for a special discount code available only to our listeners for a limited time on The Jay Barker Show. Siebel's in downtown Homewood or online at SiebelsCottage.com.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.C.O.
All right, guys. Want to remind you about Fully Promoted, and sorry about that. I just went through a full live commercial. I'd unmuted myself, went to my live ad copy, and for some reason it was, I guess, muted when I came back. But so sorry about that if you could not hear me. But Fully Promoted, great company, great sponsor on our show, and really just a great company as far as helping you with marketing, branding, taking your brand to the next level. Fully Promoted today. Give them a call at 205-406-6430. Mention that you heard this ad on the Jay Barker Show for a special offer. Again, that's 205-406-6430, and they can help you with the logo and apparel, team gear, caps, promotional products, and so much more. That's 205-406-6430. Are you Fully Promoted?
Guys, when you look at this Alabama-Cincinnati matchup, Chris, I'll start with you. I don't know if you've had a chance to see much of Cincinnati this year, or had a chance to sort of go back and really analyze them. But Chris, do you think there is a pathway for Cincinnati to win or at least keep it really close?
I think Cincinnati's going to have some real problems with Alabama's size. I haven't done enough homework on it, but my understanding is the defensive scheme is a lot similar to what Ole Miss does. I think that's right. It's like a three-man front usually with a bunch of defensive backs. That doesn't work very well when somebody's trying to shove the ball down your throat. That's part of why I think Robinson's going to be really, really important for this game, because if Alabama takes over the line of scrimmage, and it should against this team, the Bearcats are going to have their hands full. They've got good players. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the quarterback's very good. There's a number of guys who are going to be NFL prospects on that team. It's not like facing Georgia, though, or it's not like facing LSU or these teams that Alabama sees week in and week out. I think Alabama's got a real good shot of just grinding away, and there's not a lot Cincinnati can do about that. But like I said, I haven't really done elaborate homework yet.
Chris, I'm very curious because normally at this time of year, Alabama is starting to lose assistant coaches. Or Dabo, I guess he's going to lose both his OC and DC. He's going to really feel like Nick Saban now. Do you hear any we hear about Bill O'Brien a little bit. What's going on behind the scenes there? Do you know?
Just a little. I could tell you from what I've been hearing that the coaching turnover is not going to be anything like it normally is, and to me, combined with the fact that you'll have the returning SEC Offensive Player of the Year, the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Next year looks really, really good for Alabama. And I said before the start of this season, there's no way Alabama should be ranked number one because of all the turnover. We're not going to have anywhere near the same kind of turnover next year. I think Alabama is going to be clearly the team to beat, regardless of what happens here on out. So, but to answer your question a little bit more directly, there might be a change or two, but we're not going to have like 5 or 6 like we did, the last. It seems like every other year at this point.
Hey, Chris, we'll stay with Chris on just have some questions. Chris Walsh again from BamaInsider.com joins us each and every Thursday. But we talked about this yesterday, Matt and I did, and I forget who was on with us at the time that we were talking about it, and I think it was Roger Hoover. And the NIL, as far as the NIL deals that have been done, what do you think the value will be for Bryce Young or any Heisman Trophy winner going forward? I mean, we were talking about the fact that he can now appear on those Nissan Heisman House type commercials. I mean, what kind of money can he make from that, as far as even the other guys who are winning awards, and how much of that will they take advantage of over these next couple of weeks? They'll get about 4 or 5 days off. Do you think there'll be signing sessions and opportunities, or do they kind of keep their eye on the prize?
It's going to be huge, and we're going to find out what the top end of an NIL deal is real fast here, because it's kind of funny because we on Bama Central, one of the things we do is we have a pretty much a daily cartoon from a gentleman named Anthony Cisco. It's called Crimson Tykes, and he did one at the beginning of the season about Bryce Young and how much money can you make kind of thing. And I held it. I don't know why I held it. I think it's just because we had so many, we were kind of backlogged. And I've been looking at it like the last 3 weeks going, okay, as soon as he went to Heisman, that's the first one we're going to run, because it's just going to be staggering the amount of money that he can make. And I think he's going to have a very busy offseason, just because the opportunities for him are going to be just kind of mind-blowing. And we're going to learn a lot about the potential of NIL, what the deal is really worth that, what it's all worth.
Chris, I want to go back to the coaches that Matt was talking about earlier and whether or not there's going to be much turnover. It seems to me that Bill O'Brien is definitely going to stay. I think if he stays another year, wins a national championship, he'll be in the running for real high level jobs. I think if he left this year, I don't think it would be an upper tier job. Now, Pete Golding is really who I want to talk about. Pete Golding has been a punching bag for 2 years now for Alabama fans. One week they love him. The next week he is the cause of every single problem on the planet. If you're Pete Golding, do you feel like your time has run its course in Tuscaloosa? And if he had an opportunity to become a head coach at a mid-level program, do you think he would take it? I mean, almost just for like his own sanity. I'm sure he doesn't pay attention to the outside noise, right? To use the Saban phrase, or the rat poison that we are aware of. But do you think there's a chance that Golding would leave?
Well, I mean, there's always a chance. So because you know what's right around the corner. But in my mind, I mean, isn't this funny? Last week we were talking about how upset the fans were at the offensive coordinator, and look what happens. And funny, I haven't heard anyone complaining this week. But that's the nature of the business and of coaching. Okay, let me start with Bill, and that I mean, his name was up for some pretty good jobs. But the thing is, if he sits next year, he's probably going to have a shot at a high-profile job, and obviously that works a little bit more to your advantage. I mean, look what Kirby Smart did. He just waited and waited and waited until the job he wanted came along, and it worked out perfectly. Honestly, I think both these guys should do that, and I think both of them are going to have a chance to do it next year, because they can sit there and say, I coached Bryce Young, and look what he did, and look, I coached Will Anderson, and look what he did. And it's going to lead to opportunity. So I would kind of think next year on both of them probably it seems the most likely scenario.
Our guest is Chris Walsh. We appreciate your time. Chris, what is the Heisman committee going to do Saturday night when Will Anderson's third in the voting?
I don't see how that's possible, because they've already tabulated. The voting ended on Monday, and so they do the placement based off of off the voting. So he did not fit.
So they already know. Okay.
Yeah, he didn't finish in the top 4. I think there's a really great chance he's going to be right around 5th. And so when people are really upset about the fact that he's not going to New York, I think it's a real possibility. It's just because he finished 5th instead of 4th. It's not like, there was this great conspiracy to keep him away from New York, or the committee. There is no committee. It's all based on that. In fact, I think they announced that 5th through 10th tonight, which is kind of a new thing. It used to be that the guys who went to New York, it was based off the vote, and say like there was like one guy who did really well and like 4 guys who were like really close for second, they would send 5 guys. But if it's like 3 who clearly stood out, they'd invite 3 people. So I don't know why they changed it this year, where we're going to have 4 there, and that's the magic number all of a sudden. I don't really like it, but that's the way it is. I can tell you that there's a new, they're doing the ceremony in a new spot this year, and supposedly it looks amazing. So it's like you can see all of New York in the background, and I think it's at Rockefeller Center, the place where they do all the classical concerts that are so incredible. But it's going to be
Lincoln Center or I don't know. Lincoln Center.
That's it. Lincoln Center. Thank you. I should have known. Named after your son, right?
Yeah, that's right. Named after my son. Yes.
So, Chris, back to the
airplane. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jeff.
Go ahead. Scene from Airplane. Go
ahead. Scene from Airplane where the guy sitting in the terminal goes, "Forget that. Striker. I never said that. I never asked that question about Will Anderson finishing in the Heisman." So
I still don't get it. The key is that they voted that way. I know that probably Bryce in the Southeast, but you would still think nationally when a guy has that kind of numbers, just looking at those guys and seeing. And one of the guys was from Michigan, Matt. We talked about yesterday. I had a quote that said that I guess he's a beat writer for one of the teams in the Big Ten. It said that, hey, I just didn't I didn't really see Will Anderson play this year. And I'm like, how did you not see him play? I mean, he's on national TV, plus he's on every highlight on ESPN when it comes to Alabama defense. And to have double the amount of tackles, double the amount of tackles for loss. And yes, the sacks were just 2 more sacks at 15.5 to 13.5 for Will Anderson. Again, that's probably what just amazed me more than anything else, that the voters were the ones who decided that for Will Anderson. All right, we'll continue live from AVX. Matt Coulter, they got Lincoln, Nebraska. That's where Lars is, and our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. That's where BamaCentral.com's Chris Walsh is here on this Thursday edition. Stay with us as we finish up hour number 1.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years' experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So it's about that time for an oil change? We've got what you need. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge Full Synthetic or Full Synthetic High Mileage and an STP Extended Life Oil Filter for just $31.99. And you can get it all fast, your way. Just order online with our free same-day store pickup or next-day delivery. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Start your job today at AutoZone.com. Restrictions apply.
Shop styles up to 70% off at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Don't forget to combine it with your Gap Cash. Save more through December 9th at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com.
Before I started using Dawn Platinum, I avoided actual dishes. I even ate my cereal in a paper cup. But with Platinum, cleanup is so darn easy. It removes up to 99% of tough grease faster. Dawn Platinum makes cleanup
so darn easy. Don't miss a play at Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Your front seat to all the action. Plus bets on all professional and most college sports at the counter or on your phone. And catch the game on one of our 20 big screens from the comfort of the newly remodeled Timeout Lounge. Plus, the PRR Sports app gives you access to live, in-play sports betting. Sportsbook at Pearl River Resort. Be more than a fan. Be a player. Must be 21.
Technology's end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top electronics with savings of 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Everything is better at Benton Nissan. At Benton Nissan of Bessemer and Benton Nissan of Hoover, you get an even bigger selection. We have more than 400 used cars on the ground. Don't pay above sticker for new cars when we have like-new used cars waiting for you. Drive a little, save a lot at Benton Nissan of Bessemer, 5487 Academy Way, and Benton Nissan of Hoover, 1640 Montgomery Highway. Benton Nissan, your friend in the car business. For qualified customers, see dealer for details. Everything is better at Benton Nissan.
Meet Bob Minetti. In 2016, he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Bob participated in a clinical trial that included cutting-edge radiation therapy and surgery. He's been in remission since completion. I'm Keisha Sharp. Since losing my mother to pancreatic cancer, I've been working to share the kind of state-of-the-art work being done by Stand Up to Cancer and Lustgarten Foundation. To learn more about the latest research, including clinical trials, visit pancreaticcancercollective.org.
Whether you just found it or lived there for years, you'll never forget that feeling. It was something that made you realize this house would become your home. And since there's no place like it, it deserves protection just as special. So talk to a real person, not a website. Call your Allstate agent, Andrew Kniffer, today at 205-722-9201 or find us on Facebook, Andrew Kniffer Agency. Once again, you can reach us at 205-722-9201. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Sky partially sunny today. A small chance of a shower this afternoon or tonight. Today's high 66, the low tonight 61. Very mild tomorrow. Breezy, mostly cloudy with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The high 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 58 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we wrap up hour number one here on the Jay Barker Show, live from AVX, Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm up in Nashville. We got Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station. Chris Walsh there with BamaCentral.com, presented by Topgolf of Birmingham and driven by Sonny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. I'm going to go down to Chris down in Tuscaloosa. Wants to talk about the ceremony yesterday for a very important person in the Alabama nation. So, Chris, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, and thanks for letting me do this. Yesterday, I went to the memorial service for Cecil Hurt, the legendary columnist for the Tuscaloosa News, and I gotta say, it was a lovely ceremony. And there were two main speakers. There was his brother, his best friend, and then Paul Feinbaum. All of them were outstanding, and a lot of people have been asking me and just about everything they can basically about Cecil, because I used to work with him, for with the Tuscaloosa News. This is 12 years ago. But outstanding writer, and he is going to be missed. And I know people would want to know that they did really a great job on the memorial service. I want to ask Jay something though, and this kind of ties in what we were talking about before. And we all think that Bryce is going to win the Heisman. He's going to be the first quarterback at Alabama to do it. And Jay, being one of those guys who was so close, I'm wondering what it means to you to finally see an Alabama quarterback win that award.
Oh, it means a ton. And, I think AJ was number 2. Was that the closest that we've gotten? Palmer, who played a little bit of quarterback in high school, but really was a receiver, returner at Alabama, I think also finished second. AJ McCarron was in it. I mean, we already talked about AJ. I'm sorry, Mac Jones being close. But yeah, I mean, this is a great moment for Alabama football, and think up to all the way to the point of Saban in 2009. I mean, Alabama had never had a Heisman Trophy winner. I actually pulled out the Heisman media kit that they sent out for my Heisman candidacy back in 1994, and it is absolutely hilarious. The media kit that they put out. But Bryce is man, just a great young man. He's a great representative of the university. I know Coach Saban has just done a great job of getting these guys to come in Alabama from other places that, a lot of times, Chris and all of us know that, it was more of a Southeast. It was more of the state of Alabama. And, at times I miss that because of the connectivity to the players and their families and kind of the closeness. But I think they've done a really good job of making that happen through the family association they have there with the players and some of the things that they've done to do that, to connect the families and connect the players. But he's just brought in great talent, developed it well, got guys to the NFL, and not just the Heisman Trophy, but just all the awards that these guys have won over the last 15 years has just been amazing. But couldn't be more proud than for a guy like Bryce. Bryce and Braxton have gotten to be good friends over the last couple of years, and Braxton thinks the world of him. And if Braxton thinks the world of him as not just a player but as a person, then I know he is all the way around just a terrific person.
Hey, Chris, I want to go back to Cecil Hurt's memorial service real quick. Do you think there'll ever be another one like him? Meaning a reporter who stays in one place his entire career. Certainly Cecil had opportunities to move to bigger markets, but he's an Alabama grad and loved living in Tuscaloosa. And I don't even know if there's any other equivalent writer in the country right now who could match Cecil's longevity. Do you think there will be? Think this will happen again with a beat writer staying on one beat for as many years as Cecil did? Okay, well, let's start with the fact.
We got about a minute. Got about 45 seconds, Chris.
You got it. Let's start with the fact that you were talking about somebody who would sit there and read the most difficult book that you could find in the middle, like during timeout. So this is a guy who was one of a kind all the way around. He once turned down an opportunity to go to the New York Times. Cecil really didn't care about money. I mean, my mom mentioned it. He could have written a book and made a ton, and he never did it.
All right, we'll get more on that, Chris, in the other second. I don't want to cut you short on that, and I know you got more to say, so we'll get into that coming up. In hour number 2, again, Chris Walsh, Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter, I'm Jay Barker. You're listening to The Jay Barker Show. We'll be back.
Owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VITUROHealth.com.
I'm excited to tell you about our newest sponsor here on the Jay Barker Radio Network. They pioneered the chicken finger box and the chicken finger restaurant. That's Guthrie's. Guthrie's recipes and process are often imitated, but never duplicated. Look, their sauce is probably the most copied sauce of all sauces all time. And I've known this family since my day down in Tuscaloosa, and they came over, and man, I tell you, it's nostalgic even today to see my kids going to that same Guthrie's. And great family, do so much for the community, but more importantly, provide the best when it comes to chicken fingers. Get out to Guthrie's today. I want to tell you about my good friends at Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker, and look, Ken Needham has done a terrific job. Local company, 205-980-1505 is their number. That's 980-1505. Again, local, you can speak with the same team every time you give them a call. Full line of products from auto, home, boat, life. You'll trust them. They have a great deal as far as the relationships they build with their customers, and 20 years with the same company and industry. Custom approach for your insurance needs. Give them a call, 980-1505. That is Southern Assurance Group. Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
Whether it's for lunch or dinner, head out to the Cajun Steamer. It's a New Orleans-style joint that serves authentic Cajun and Creole food, cold beer, and great drinks. They are known for their wide array of Cajun classics and original creations prepared in an authentic fashion. This Louisiana kitchen can have you slapping the table for more. Stop by the Cajun Steamer and sign up for your Alabama, LSU, or Auburn fan card. Eat with the Cajun Steamer while your team is on TV and use your fan card to receive a 15% discount on your entire meal. With locations in Hoover, Trustful, Huntsville, and Franklin, Tennessee, they've got you covered. Head out
out today to the Cajun Steamer.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes, extreme weather and events test our system. Knowing we're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So, we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96th Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
WTUG HD2 Northport and W265CG Tuscaloosa. Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app.
Touchdown. That championship trophy is headed back to Tuscaloosa. Now 15 dominating with this defense. Richardson breaks free on the sideline. End zone. Oh, love that. You saw the Gatorade shower this time. I love it. Clippers wide open. Tide rolling again. Alabama again, the champions of college football. The roots are kicker and will not be caught. Touchdown straight. Alabama back on top. Pass to the end zone. Touchdown. Alabama wins. The Crimson Tide will not be denied. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. Saban with his 7th national championship. National championship number 18. 13 in all. Absolute perfection.
Jay Barker led the Crimson Tide to a national championship in 1992. Winner of the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award and a finalist in New York for the Heisman Trophy. Voted the SEC Player of the Year. Drafted by the Green Bay Packers, seeing time with the New England Patriots and the Carolina Panthers. The winningest quarterback in Alabama history with a record of 35-2-1. Member of the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame, Jay Barker brings that same championship quality and football expertise to his own radio network and show. Joining him is University of Alabama professor Lars Anderson, who is also a New York Times best-selling author and a 20-year veteran of Sports Illustrated. Live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham, The Jay Barker Show.
Bryce has played well for us all year long. I think he's made some incredible plays down the stretch here on our last couple games that, certainly enhanced our chances of being successful in the game. And I do think in this last game, the players around him played a lot better, which gave him a much better opportunity. Look, this team was a young team when we started out this season. We've had a lot of adversity to overcome. I think they've shown tremendous resiliency. And I think that, in this last game, we seemed to play to the standard that we wanted to play to against a very good team. And now it's going to be everybody's choice as to whether we can, maintain that and be consistent with that moving forward as we play in the playoffs. And it doesn't get any easier. It gets just, a lot more difficult, especially when you're playing, any of the 4 teams, in the playoffs are going to be tremendous challenges.
Every year is a different year. And whether you've got a very veteran team coming back, a team that played really well last year, played, obviously in a big bowl game, it's a completely different team with just how the attitudes and how the guys mesh together, what guys are in, new roles. Maybe they're a senior, maybe they're the captain, and just all those things, going into the season is completely different than even last year when, a lot of the core nucleus of what we've got is the same. And so to me, this was probably my first experience at having a head coach, being in a head coach position, having some high-end guys with some really, expectations early on, to play at the next level, to be all-American, all the different things, and how we had to handle that, mesh all those kind of personalities and attitudes together, and really kind of eliminate that selfishness to be a team. And if we couldn't do that, we were going to struggle. And so it was a different year for me. It was a different group of guys, even though it was the same probably core nucleus of them.
All right, welcome back in as we continue hour number 2 underway, and a lot to get into here. And we got Chris Walsh, BamaCentral.com down in Tuscaloosa with us, our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. Also, Matt Coulter at AVX, and also Lars Anderson is up over in Lincoln, Nebraska today. Hey, don't forget, we're presented by Top Golf of Birmingham. Goes by Top Golf Birmingham, Mark Grenier, and all the great folks there. A lot of people do like parties there, birthday parties, anniversaries, bachelor parties. They do a lot of charity events. You have a huge room that you can use, as well as the restaurant, which have great food, great drinks. Just a ton of fun to go out and spend time with coworkers, family, or friends. Top Golf of Birmingham. Also driven by Sunny King Ford on the sunny side of the street. Go see Tony Russell and all the great folks there at Sunny King Ford. Hey, I want to get your guys' thoughts. The head coaching changes right now just pretty amazing throughout this year, and the coaching carousel. Let me just run through some of these. And Chris, I'm going to start with you just so you know, and we'll kind of go around the horn. But who do you think is going to end up being the most successful? What job has, maybe been the one that somebody has landed, or where they've gone that's going to be the most successful as far as career? And who has the greatest or best chance of winning a national championship, whether it be soon or later at any time? But Akron's going to be Coach Joe Moorhead. Colorado State's Jay Norville, new coach. Connecticut, Jim Mora, former UCLA head coach, is going to be there. Duke is still open. FIU, you got Mike McIntyre, we talked about earlier. The Memphis DC takes over for Butch Davis. Florida, Billy Napier, Louisiana's head coach, takes over there. Florida, Fresno State, you've got Jeff Tedford now, former Fresno State head coach, takes over again for Kellen DeBoer. Georgia Southern, you got Clay Helton, former USC head coach. Louisiana, you got Michael Desormeaux, I guess that's how you say it, but he was the OC there at Louisiana. He takes over for Billy Napier. Louisiana Tech, Skip Holtz is there. Sonny Cumbie now takes over the Texas Tech OC. Also, you've got LSU, Brian Kelly, as we've talked about many times. Miami, Mario Cristobal. Nevada is still open. New Mexico State, you got Jerry Kill, the TCU interim head coach. Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman, the DC there at Notre Dame. Oklahoma, Brent Venables, Clemson DC. Oregon is still open. At SMU, it's Rhett Lashley from Miami, the OC there, to now SMU. TCU, Sonny Dykes takes over for Gary Patterson. He was the former SMU head coach. Temple is open. Texas Tech, Joey McGuire takes over Baylor assistant head coach. Troy, Chip Lindsey is out. John Sumrall, Kentucky co-defensive coordinator, takes over. UMass, Walt Bell was there. Don Brown now takes over from Arizona, the defensive coordinator. USC's got Lincoln Riley, Oklahoma's former head coach. Virginia is still open. Virginia Tech, Brent Pry, Penn State, DC is going to take over there. Washington, Kalen DeBoer will take over Fresno State head coach. And Washington State, Jake Dickert of interim head coach that was there will take over for Washington State. So, man, a lot of guys moving around as far as, and also we're going to see a lot of assistants too, Chris. But just of those jobs, and I know you can't go through all those, but kind of who do you think's landed the best job as far as just job itself as a head coach, and who has the best chance of not only winning throughout their career, but having a chance to win a national title?
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll give you three that just kind of stand out to me that I think we're going to look back and say those are really good hires. And number 3 on my list is Billy Napier. Florida gives him a chance to kind of settle and grow the program. He's going to do a really, really good job there. 2, I got to go with Lincoln Riley at USC. I mean, my goodness, he's about to dominate the recruiting scene in California. A lot of those really top-notch quarterbacks, they aren't going to be leaving the state. Some are going to start staying at home. That's just a great fit. But number 1 on my list is Mario Cristobal. You know, he's a Miami guy. I think he's going to revive that program. I think they're going to get really excited. As disjointed and as messy as that coaching search was, he's going home, and that makes all the difference in the world. I think he's a heck of a coach.
Yeah, I would go with Brian Kelly. I think Kelly is in a really good position in Baton Rouge. As long as he puts together a coaching staff that's going to be well connected throughout the South. Nick Saban was sort of in a similar situation when he went to Baton Rouge, coming from Michigan State, and the talent is there, and the talent is in state. And one of the big reasons why LSU has fallen off, other than the national championship year, which was just like striking gold with Joe Burrow, is that Saban's done so well recruiting Louisiana. So if Brian Kelly can, lock it down, close the borders there, I think LSU could be a national title contender within 3 years. I mean, I think if they get the right players in place, and they're certainly within 300 miles, that Brian Kelly is going to have a chance to win a national championship. And he, as we've discussed, Brian Kelly is the first coach to leave Notre Dame on his own volition in over 100 years, and he's weighing his coach in Notre Dame history. And that just, I know he can come off sort of rough around the edges and sort of difficult to deal with. I did a story on him years ago when he was at Grand Valley State, and he was very pleasant back then. But I think everything is in place there for Brian Kelly to really be the one hire out of all these that makes the biggest impact the quickest. Matt?
Jay, first of all, it's a great question. And by the way, by the time you finish reading all the coaching replacements and hires and fires, we're almost ready for another break. Good grief, that list is long. I wish I could give you some more or another coach, but I'm just going to have to follow right in the footsteps of Lars Anderson. And I think if he'll just kind of relieve a little of the edge that we perceive and not force it like he did in his news conference and try and talk Cajun and all that kind of stuff, just get a little Cajun shine to him, and he is going to rock it. I just think if he can win, he's the third active winningest coach in college football. That's pretty good. And he did it at Notre Dame with all those restrictions. Let me tell you, the restrictions are gone at LSU. They'll get the players in, and they'll spend the money to recruit, and he won't be having to fly to Seattle to speak to a booster club like you have to do when you're at Notre Dame. I will agree on the other side with Chris a little bit because of what Cristobal is going back. I mean, he's a Cuban. I mean, he is literally, he's going home. And right now with FSU and Florida being down, he's got pretty fertile recruiting, and we all know how good the recruiting is in Florida.
Yeah, and I would probably go with Lincoln Riley just based on the fact that, look, he made the move from Oklahoma. That was a big move. I think he realizes that so many players have come from the West Coast. I mean, just look at Bryce Young. Look at the guys who come out of modern day that's at Alabama and other SEC schools. Look at, even Tua being at Hawaii. He sees a fertile recruiting ground out there. I think the problem is just the interest. We brought up some of the numbers yesterday. Matt read out some of the numbers of the Pac-12 and kind of the TV viewership. And I mean, it's way below the SEC and even the Big or the Big Ten, especially, and then ACC as well. And I think for him, he realized, going into the SEC, it's going to be tougher. It's going to be harder. I really thought that he was going to love that and accept the fact that it's better competition and he'd want to be a part of that and compete. But probably the smartest decision was to go to USC, and especially with the numbers that they're throwing around, what they're going to pay him. They're buying him a house out there for $6.4 million. They're paying $500,000 more for both houses that he owns in Oklahoma. That's $1 million bonus. Free or access to a private plane 24/7, 365. I mean, this is unbelievable numbers we're seeing now coming out of these colleges. But and Chris, I'll just kind of throw it back to you. I think Riley kind of saw, maybe a little bit of the writing on the wall and realized, hey, I can go out here. And if Mario goes to from Oregon to Miami, I mean, he's kind of the king of the Pac-12 right now.
Yeah, and I kind of have to wonder with being at Oklahoma if he was kind of sitting there, thinking he'd have to live with the Stoops legacy. Because Stoops really built the program and then he took it over. If he goes to USC and turns USC around, I mean, that really changes everything, and I'm sure the money's really, really good. But the thing that I want to bring up, though, with Brian Kelly, and I disagree with you guys a little bit in one respect. LSU fan base has a ton of pride, and they love the fact that they had their guy there who is now being let go, and now they're bringing in this guy who has did the fake accent thing. I think this is going to be very disjointed at LSU, and I think it's going to really show up in recruiting, because you've got Jimbo to the west, you've got Nick Saban to the east, you've got all these guys who have a long history of pulling people out of Louisiana. Billy Napier is now at Florida. I mean, he's going to pull some guys out of that state. I don't think there's going to be – I think this is going to be really hard for Brian Kelly to shut down the border, if you will. There's going to be a raid on Louisiana talent, and he's got to turn it around to really get, the top talent in that state. But B, it's the fan base. I think the fan base is not excited about his hire.
All right, we'll continue live from AVX Nashville. Also, Lincoln, Nebraska today with Lars out there and Chris Walsh at our flagship station, Tide 100.9 FM. Stay with us live from AVX, the Jay Barker Show. We'll be back.
You're listening to the Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
The city of Tuscaloosa's favorite outdoor ice skating rink is back and better than ever in a new location. Come find us at Government Plaza from November 22nd through January 17th. Skate passes and season tickets can be purchased at holidaysontheplaza.com and make great stocking stuffers. Looking to host a private party or celebration? We've got you covered. Learn more about private party packages at holidaysontheplaza.com.
Weather brought to you by Tidwell Chiropractic, the only third-generation chiropractor in Tuscaloosa with over 24 years experience. Call Tidwell Chiropractic at 752-7503.
Whether you just found it or lived there for years, you'll never forget that feeling. It was something that made you realize this house would become your home. And since there's no place like it, it deserves protection just as special. So talk to a real person, not a website. Call your Allstate agent, Andrew Kniffer, today at 205-722-9201 or find us on Facebook, Andrew Kniffer Agency. Once again, you can reach us at 205-722-9201. Allstate. Are you in good hands?
There's got to be more to Christmas than fighting for parking, tired feet, and crowded malls. Well, Jesus said, "My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you." Look to him and have a Merry Christmas from Taco Casa.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Tried Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema? It works at and below the skin surface and can be used on almost everybody, like on the dimples of a diva.
Yeah, roll your boat. Yeah, roll your boat.
Or the shoulders of a chef.
Look, Mom, I made jelly beans on toast.
Steroid-free Eucrisa works at and below the skin surface. It blocks PDE4 enzymes, which is believed to reduce inflammation, even on the wrist of a rebel.
What did you do to your hair?
What?
The specific way Eucrisa works is not well defined. Prescription Eucrisa for mild to moderate eczema is for topical use only in ages 3 months and up. Do not use if you are allergic to Eucrisa, Crisaboral ointment 2%, or its ingredients. Allergic reactions, including hives, itching, swelling, and redness, may occur at or near the application site. The most common side effect is application site pain, such as burning or stinging.
Come on, moms and dads, check out eucrissa.com and ask your doctor about Eucrissa.
Can I sing one more song?
What if you could find gifts inspired by stories instead of stuff? At QVC and HSN, you can. Like perhaps there was this 4-year-old sous chef, Sue to his grandma Maud, who concocted the best cottage pie. And later, when sous chef became master chef, Maud became his first restaurant and the inspiration for the Curtis Stone collection. And imagine the stories a pan from that collection can spark when gifted to just the right chef. QVC and HSN. This is shopping brought to life.
Weather brought to you by Fincher and Osmond. Fincher and Osmond carries artisan-created diamonds, and trust us, they are bigger than you expect. Visit www.fincherandosmond.com.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
Sky partially sunny today. A small chance of a shower this afternoon or tonight. Today's high 66, the low tonight 61. Very mild tomorrow. Breezy, mostly cloudy with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The high 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3340 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 61 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
To use blessing is something I don't take for granted, but I also understand, the reason behind it. And that's us as a unit, us as a team. I'm definitely not, it's not just me. It takes all my teammates. It takes the coaches. It takes this environment, everybody that's involved. Nutrition, strength and conditioning, everything. To get an opportunity to go after accomplishment like this. So I'm truly grateful to be in the position that I am. And as far as an individual play, for me, I would say even the, for as far as individual, the biggest moments, I don't know if I can pinpoint a specific play, but really kind of the biggest moments come through when you see people, when you see people, one, that are all on the same page, but really when you see newer guys be able to step up and make plays in positions where they might not have been expected a week before or whatever it may be. So whether it be a running back that had to step up, whether it was Roydell, it was Jace, it's Trey, with a hurdle, or Roydell scoring in A&M, Jace making as many plays as he did. Maybe it's a receiver with Ja'Cory making, stepping up in big moments, Trey stepping up in big moments on a short notice, with Seth stepping up, Dame being pushed into the lineup and stepping up. I think it's really, I can't pinpoint an individual play for that, but for me, the most exciting moments and the best moments for me are when you see guys just be ready and their time being called, and them to be able to capitalize and really come in and us be on the same page despite, whatever adversity might have hit.
Trusted since 1993, DTPM is your total solution provider that provides a comprehensive array of diagnostic lab testing equipment, supplies, and services. Visit their website at dtpm.com to learn more. DTPM is a leading provider of turnkey laboratory solutions, currently servicing customers in 47 states and growing. They remain national in scope and local in service. So if you're looking for laboratory services or setups, DTPM, they are your partner from the beginning to the end, providing customizable total program management solutions, including complete laboratory setup and management. They provide a total program management services solutions for treatment centers, physicians' offices, recovery courts, reference laboratories, urgent centers, really any private practice. It'll always give you great outcomes for your patients and great outcomes for your practice as well with DTPM.com.
Jay, I've got a roundtable question. I really liked yours last segment, so I'm trying to come up with something similar, but I can't take total credit. We get a lot of really good comments online through BamaInsider, YouTube, Facebook. And this one came from iPower TV, and it came up last hour, but it said, a little birdie told me that Dabo Swinney has been contacted by the Raiders. And I went, he would never leave Clemson. He would never leave college football. Then I stopped and I thought, which is dangerous, I said, you know what? He doesn't like NIL. Really doesn't. In fact, didn't want to do it. But let's face it, he had to. He's now losing coaches. He's losing both his OC and DC. He's had a down year. I'll start with Chris Walsh from Bama Central and ask you, would you ever see that possibility?
Why not? I mean, it's especially considering Mack is the general manager there. He loves Alabama guys. You know, why why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't really heard that one. It'd be interesting though, and it would explain why a lot of the assistant coaches are suddenly accepting jobs, although they're getting really good job offers. So that would be really interesting. I hadn't heard that one. So yeah, why not?
Yeah, I would have to give that one a big fat no. Not a chance on earth would Dabo do that. I think what Dabo loves about college football supersedes his qualms with the state of college football right now, with NIL, transfer portal, etc. He loves the molding of character, and I know that's a cliche that he enjoys. Sort of taking a boy and turning him into a man of substance and integrity, but it truly is. You know, when he was an assistant coach, even at Alabama, there were guys would just hang out in his office, you know, and then when he got to Clemson as a wide receivers coach, the athletic director noticed that whenever he was in the football coaching offices, Dabo's office was always overflowing with players. And it's because Dabo's, you know, dispenses a lot of wisdom, a lot of life advice. He truly cares about kids' families, cares about helping kids. And I just don't see it. I mean, in the whole thing too, just the empire he's built at Clemson is really impressive. And sure, this is a down year. And yes, he just lost 2 assistants, but like I said earlier, I think losing those assistants could end up being a good thing because it's going to infuse the program with fresh blood, so and new ideas. And look, we've seen that with Nick Saban at Alabama. He's needed an infusion of fresh blood, namely Lane Kiffin. I think Lane Kiffin is the most important hire of Nick's tenure because Lane was the one that transformed the offense. So, long answer to a short question, but yeah, absolutely not in a million years. So.
Yeah, so look at all these different. They had one of the Prince of Bel Air and Will Smith standing with all the furniture gone from the house. Now this one with Drake. So they're throwing some different ones out there with an OU shirt on, but that looks like that was back, or was it back? No, I don't know. When was that? December 2nd, I guess. So man, I tell you, it's crazy how I guess for him he's supporting his good buddy Venables. That's going to be heading out there. That was his DC at Clemson. I would never see it. I'm like Lars, and I know Chris. You said, you know, who knows? Why not? You know, type deal. I agree totally with everything Lars said as far as the molding of young men, and I think too he just fits the college game so much better than he would the pro game. And you know, from Alabama to Clemson to Las Vegas, wow, that would be absolute culture shock for him, his wife, and family, and all that. But and I don't think Dabo's a big gambler, if one at all. So I don't think that's probably intriguing for him. If he was going to take an NFL job, I could see him probably Matt taking a Carolina Panthers job, you know, or something like in that area where he's at right now that would kind of stay to his lifestyle and where his family is.
I think he's going to replace Belichick. Okay. I'm kidding.
Well, as Chris says, you never know.
But Who wants that job after Belichick?
Right.
There are people. But anyway, I want to ask you guys another question off the top because we were talking about bowls. Do y'all know how many bowl games there are? Chris, you start, then Lars, and then Jay, give me your answer. Just take a guess if you don't know.
I've seen the figure. I know that they added an extra one this year because they had one extra team. So I don't know.
No Googling.
No, I'm not Googling. I'm trying to. I'm having a brain fart, if you will. 67?
It's the highest number I have ever seen. How many?
No, it's not 67. It's 40. I don't know.
I'm going to agree with Ricky Smith, who's commenting on BamaInsider. I'm going to say 34.
I think there's over 40 now, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I think there's over 40.
42.
I saw an article that they ranked them at 42.
84 teams go bowling.
That's what was messing me up.
Anyway.
I was thinking 84.
Yeah, and then the argument that Coach Saban has about, which I get, about the importance of the Bulls, but it's not like it's not the Bulls' way. I mean, it's still they want content. TV needs content, and they want these bowl games. That's why the bowl games continue to grow. I don't think that's going anywhere. I think with the TV contracts, with the you got, what was it? I think 13 for the SEC. Was it 13 for the ACC as well that are going bowling?
Now, you're doing a deeper dive. I don't know the answer to that.
I think that's right. And I'm sorry to answer the question without. Yeah, I think I saw some of the numbers of the day.
Giving you.
Exactly. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. More to come on
one
all
thing,
this.
Jay, and that's TV.
Yes.
TV. And I'll watch two teams I don't know anything about play college football.
Me too. I just love the competition. No doubt about it. All right, we'll continue on the other side, hour number 2, and we appreciate you watching and listening as well throughout our network, the state of Alabama, the Gulf Coast, across the Jay Barker Radio Network, and our flagship station for that is Tide 100.9 FM out of Tuscaloosa. Also watching us on BamaInsider live right there on their YouTube channel each and every day, noon to 2, and also on the Facebook Live for BamaInsider as well. So thank you for listening in. Share, subscribe, like, and do all that, and we really appreciate it. We'll be back. Stay with us.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
When you go to turn on the lights, you expect them to work. Our team at Alabama Power does too. But sometimes extreme weather and events test the system. Knowing you're out there making repairs helps, but answers are what you deserve. So we're rolling out new tools to keep you informed, especially during storms. Visit Alabama Power's new outage map to see outages in your area and get updates on repair times. And sign up to get personalized outage alerts on your phone or computer for free. Learn more at alabamapower.com/alerts.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve your quality of life. Call 866-4-VITURO or visit VituroHealth.com.
Hi, it's Jay Barker for AVX, Audio Video Excellence. They are the premier provider for custom audio-visual design and installation in the Southeast. AVX seeks excellence in everything it does, including a superior employee experience. AVX offers employees an industry-leading salary, insurance benefits, and 401k options. AVX technicians also receive the highest level of certification and continue training, making it one of the most awarded and decorated companies in the industry. Career opportunities are available now for technicians in Birmingham and Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Join the AVX team by contacting them at avxinc.com.
At Schaefer Plastic Surgery, not only do they treat you like family, you get a free opening consultation. Not normally you get that for elective surgeries you do with Dr. Schaefer. And he also combines experience gained from nearly 2 decades in practice, 8 years in advanced training to achieve beautiful, transformative results for his patients. As a board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. Schaefer's goal is to exceed expectations while being dedicated to safety before, during, and after the procedure. Go online at SchaeferPlasticSurge.com. That's Schaefer Plastic, BXURG.com or 205-278-7969. For more information and located on Highway 280 across from Grandview Hospital.
Hi, it's Jay Barker. I want to tell you about my good friends Craig and Keith at Birmingham Broker. Go online at bhambroker.com. That's bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269. Got 7 kids, man, and we had to sell a lot of cars. And these guys are looking for a lot of inventory. They helped us with all the hassle. No stress for us. They did the process as far as the sales and everything. Handled it all the way through. White glove type service. You'll love it. Again, it's bhambroker.com. Sell your car through bhambroker.com or 205-716-1269.
We all want to create a product or service that's going to change the marketplace. Jeremy and Gina Miller have done it with LocalRealty.com. LocalRealty.com, they've saved sellers over $600,000 in listing fees just in the last 2 years alone. How do they do it? A full-service flat listing fee of $2,900, saving you thousands. 5-star ratings on Zillow with over 400 testimonials. Sold over 1,000+ homes in the Birmingham metro area since 2016. Go online at LocalRealty.com or give them a call at 205-564-3200. That's 564-3200 for Local Realty.
It's Antonio Langham here to tell you about the easiest way to buy your tickets to your next high school game. Have you ever had to wait in line to buy a high school ticket or stop to get cash on the way to the game? There has to be a better way. There is. It's called GoFan. Check out GoFan.co the next time you need a ticket for a high school game. GoFan is easy, fast, and completely secure. You can buy tickets directly from your phone and just show the ticket at the gate. Download the GoFan app or visit GoFan.co now. That's GoFan.O.
Following this summer's Tokyo Olympic Games, the eyes of the world will turn to Birmingham, Alabama, and the World Games 2022. Next July, the world will come together for the South's largest international sporting event since the 96 Centennial Olympic Games. 3,600 athletes will compete for gold in 34 sports, including lacrosse, softball, gymnastics, flag football, and more. Tickets are on sale now. Buy yours at twg2022.com.
Yeah, Bryce, I know you're a big football fan. I know you're a big Mac Jones fan. What were your impressions of last night's Patriots game and Mac throwing 3 passes and them still winning the game? And have you ever been part of a game where you only threw 3 passes and you guys won?
Yeah, I think you said what was most important. They won the game. Mac won the game. That's what's most important. Mac's going to do whatever it takes to win, and that's what I strive to do. That's what all the quarterbacks try to do, is do what it takes to win, and that's what Mac got done. So, I see a win in in their that category, and I haven't thrown times in game, and I also have never played in. I don't remember what the conditions are, but those type of crazy conditions. So that's why. But yeah, like you said, Mac won the game, and that's always what's knowing Mac, that's what he cares about the most. So it was a win.
Hi, welcome back in as we continue live from AVX Nashville, also out in Lincoln, Nebraska, and also at our right there, Tide 100.9 FM, our flagship station down in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And again, as we continue on this hour number 2, let me get you guys' thoughts on this as far as Heisman Trophy winners. We just heard from what looks like to be the 2021 Heisman Trophy winner with Bryce Young. Back in, I think it was January, they wrote an article, I think it was actually in the SI, so you may remember this, Chris, talking about a look at the 16 players who've actually won the Heisman Trophy and a national championship in the same season. And now adding to that was Devontae last year. But Davey O'Brien did it in 1938, Bruce Smith, 1940, running back from Minnesota, Angelo Bertelli in 1943, Felix Doc Blanchard, fullback for Army in 1945, John Lujic, a quarterback for Notre Dame in 1947, Leon Hart in the end at Notre Dame in 1949, Tony Dorsett, running back for Pittsburgh in 1976. 1993 was Charlie Ward, quarterback for Florida State, Daniel Werfel, Florida, 1996. Charles Woodson, the cornerback, Michigan, 1997. Matt Leinart in 2004, quarterback USC. Mark Ingram did it in 2009. Cam Newton in 2010. Jameis Winston at Florida State 2013, Derrick Henry 2015, Joe Burrow in 2019, and then Devontae last year in 2020, a Heisman winning the national title. Now, if you look at quarterbacks, 9 quarterbacks have managed to do so, and 5 of the last 11 Heisman winners have pulled this off as far as quarterbacks. So pretty interesting as far as the stats.
You know what interests me about that though?
Kind of stuff.
Yeah. All the Alabama guys are on that list.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a fourth.
So what you're saying that the odds are going for Alabama when it comes to winning a Heisman and winning a national title?
I think a certain head coach is really good at making sure that it doesn't become a distraction.
Right. I agree. With this being the first one though, Chris, for Alabama as far as quarterback, when you think about all the name it, the stable. I mean, the all-pro guys, even the guys who are there now. I guess it just takes where you don't have a Devontae Smith who's able to come in and have the type of year that he had. Last year Mac put up great numbers, but Devontae just made some unbelievable, outstanding plays at times that were needed, and just that offense was just so potent. But I just for Alabama fans, first of all, again, for it to take till 2009 to finally get one, and now finally getting a quarterback in 2021, program's been around for a while, and it's. A lot of the emphasis was just not put on individual awards back with Coach Bryant or when I was coming through and other teams before that until Coach Saban got there. But he realizes that, individual awards are a good thing because that means the team is doing well. And that means that also, your players are getting recognition. And more importantly, Lars, that your team is, from a recruiting aspect, nationally is getting recognition. And these kids love that stuff now.
Yeah, Jay, I wanted to ask you, as a former Heisman finalist yourself, and I'm sure you pay close attention to the Heisman. I know you do. We all do. Most prestigious award in all of sports. Most prestigious individual award, I should say, in my estimation. But assuming Bryce Young wins, and we all think he will, and I think it won't even be close, where would you put him in terms of sort of most dominant Heisman winners in recent years? I mean, Joe Burrow's season was amazing. I think of Joe Burrow and I think of Cam Newton, and then sort of a tier down from that. Where do you think Bryce Young sort of fits in to the group of recent Heisman winners and just their ability to go out and single-handedly impact games?
Let me start with Joe Burrow and Mac. So Joe Burrow and Mac. Joe Burrow had more reps as far as the season before. So he started the entire season, right? So he had that whole junior before senior season, getting ready for that. Mac had a lot more snaps than Bryce. I think Bryce only had like 16 attempts or something like that in his, that year when he pretty much just came in for mop-up duty or taking a knee when the offense was up by, so many points at that time and playing against 10 SEC teams. That also made it tough to get him in. But so for what he's done at where he's at as a sophomore, and for him not to have the kind of experience that these other guys had, I think it's amazing. And I think I would put him at the top of the Alabama all-time quarterbacks. I'd put him at the top of an SEC quarterbacks because his spatial awareness, which I think you made that first comment way back, and then I think Kirby stole it from you, to be honest. And then so you talk about his spatial awareness in the pocket, moving around, making throws in the run, making throws off balance, backing up. And then his ability to make people miss and to score touchdowns and really deliver in the moments where you got to deliver. That to me is the sign of a great quarterback. That was the difference for me, like between Brady and Bledsoe. Brady could make the 3rd and 12 when needed, or could make the touchdown or make the drive. A guy like Bledsoe, who was very, very talented and loved the guy. I mean, great guy. He just didn't have that I don't know if it's competitiveness or drive or it's factor about him. And I think this year, especially, Bryce has had it, and he's had that it factor about him, and it makes him very special. So I would just say, based on all that, is why, to me, his is probably even more special than the other two, because he really has had to carry a young team on his back. I mean, most of these guys will come back next year that's playing with him. Everybody with Mac left and everybody with Joe left. So those two guys had a lot more I guess, experience around him, Matt, than Bryce did this year.
Yep. Our producer, Josh Smith, is so sharp. He was scrolling down all the Heisman Trophy winners. And I just, man, it was just, Lars helped me with the wording here. It was just a wave of emotion went over me because.
Hey, did you vote? What was it, back in 36? Did you vote for Jay Berwanger, the original Heisman winner?
Jay Berwanger. Yeah. In fact, I was the one that presented him the trophy. What the heck?
Yeah, Berwanger's your guy.
Excellent. Actually, Gary Beeben was the first one I really remember because OJ was in contention, but he was a junior. And at that time, juniors didn't win it. I think Archie may have been the first one, Archie Griffin. But I remember Beeben, and then I just kept up with it. And in Matt's mind, it's kind of lost a little bit of its luster because, quite honestly, there have been some picks that didn't go on to great NFL careers, and that was the standard back when Jay Berwanger was playing. Kidding. Chris, who's the first one you remember as a child?
I don't know.
Did Tony Dorsett win the Heisman?
Yeah, he won.
Tony Dorsett. Yeah, that's the first one I remember.
In fact, quick Tony Dorsett story. I was covering the ceremony. I think it was when Trent Richardson lost, and I'm interviewing somebody, and they used to put each guy in a different room, and you would have a chance to interview them and get some really good quality time with the guys. And I'm sitting there, and I turn around, and Tony Dorsett had walked in the room, and he just decided he was going to interrupt my interview. So, it wasn't exactly the nicest thing in the world.
So, Chris, do you have another question you want to ask about this?
I got one.
Okay.
I got one on Tony Dorsett real quick. After he retired, he was at the radio station, and he was, I think he was peddling a book or maybe a print or something like that. And I wanted to get a picture made with him. So, and by the way, that's so old that you had to have them developed. Do y'all even remember that? But anyway, I had my picture made with Dorsett, and we went off. We got them developed. And when I opened it up, he had the rabbit ears behind my head. So I feel your pain, Chris Walsh.
Which now you can just take that out. If you were taking it with a camera, you have go in and just wipe it out with an app or whatever. Be a perfect picture. Hey, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 live from AVX. Lincoln, Nebraska. Lars, I'm up in Nashville. We got Chris Walsh down at our flagship station at Tide 100.9 FM. Listen to us throughout the Jay Barker Radio Network, state of Alabama, and all throughout also the Gulf Coast as well on our radio network on terrestrial radio. BamaInsider YouTube channel, noon to 2, every day live. And you can watch and listen there. And we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and share. Also at BamaInsider's Facebook live channel as well. So stay tuned with us each and every day. We'll be back. We'll wrap up hour number 2 coming up.
You're listening to The Jay Barker Show, live from the AVX studios in downtown Birmingham.
You may be into punk rock, soft rock, or classic rock, R&B, hip-hop, or house, country, techno, or techno-country. But no matter what kind of music you listen to, here's something else you should hear. Please consider getting vaccinated. Talk to your pharmacist today about Comirnaty, COVID-19 vaccine mRNA. This message brought to you by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Shop styles up to 70% off at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com. Don't forget to combine it with your Gap Cash. Save more through December 9th at Gap Factory and GapFactory.com.
Holiday season in Tuscaloosa. It's time to cheer on the Crimson Tide. Another home team you can get behind is BMW of Tuscaloosa. This Christmas, consider the gift of a lifetime. An immaculate state-of-the-art BMW. Their starting lineup of 2022 BMWs is stacked with all-stars. colors, including 7 sports activity vehicles, each crafted to balance dynamic power, spacious interior, and impeccable design in ways only BMW can. Visit BMWofTuscaloosa.com or stop by to get to know your hometown BMW team.
Before I started using Dawn Platinum, I avoided actual dishes. I even ate my cereal in a paper cup. But with Platinum, cleanup is so Dawn easy. It removes up to 99% of tough grease faster. Dawn Platinum makes cleanup so Dawn easy.
During Dell's holiday event, save up to $250 on computers with Intel Core processors. Get special savings on Dell, XPS, and Alienware systems, plus monitors, docks, and accessories, all with free shipping. Call 800-BY-DELL. That's 800-BY-DELL.
The JCPenney Mystery Sale is back. Hurry in store for our coupon giveaway while supplies last. You could peel and reveal an extra 30, 40, or even 50% off. And when you use your coupon, rejoice in savings of 75% on fine gold jewelry and up to 40% on Cuisinart cookware, bakeware, and cutlery. The gifts are in the savings. Joy, comfort, peace. JCPenney. Offers valid on select items through 12/16. Offers reflect after coupon savings. Exclusions apply. Must be 18 or older. See store or jcp.com for details.
Dell Technologies' end-of-year sale is the perfect time to upgrade tech. Save big on the latest computers featuring Windows 11 Pro that easily automate workflows. Don't forget shop servers, storage, and top-brand electronics with savings up to 45% and all with free shipping. Call a Dell Technologies advisor to help you transform your digital workspaces with comprehensive end-to-end solutions. Find the right tech for your business needs at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Hey, Chrissy, it's Leo. We're going to need some backup on Friday night, okay?
Leo's Limos needs to say I do to 4 commercial drivers.
You booked another wedding on Saturday?
Before wedding season.
No. I'll make it work.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
You know what happens in a plasma chamber?
Big stuff. Science stuff.
Diamonds. I'm Tom Osmond. Fincher and Osmond Jewelers carries artisan-created diamonds.
Earth and human safe.
And bigger. Lots bigger.
Fincher and Osmond diamonds from the mines or artisan-created diamonds.
They're all diamonds.
If you want to give her the big stuff, you've got to see these diamonds.
FincherandOsmond.com. A little tricky to find on McFarland Boulevard between Edgar's and Local Roots.
Tide 100.9 Tuscaloosa weather.
The sky partially sunny today. A small chance of a shower this afternoon or tonight. Today's high 66, the low tonight 61. Very mild tomorrow. Breezy, mostly cloudy with a chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. The high 76. I'm James Spann on the ABC 3040 Weather Center on Tide 100.9. It's 61 degrees in Tuscaloosa.
All right, welcome back in as we finish up hour number 2. And right here on this Jay Barker Show with Lars Anderson, Matt Coulter, and joining us each and every Thursday, BamaCentral.com's Chris Walsh. And again, Matt live from AVX, Lincoln, Nebraska, where Lars is at. I'm up in Nashville, Tennessee, and Chris at our flagship station, 100.9 FM. That's Tide 100.9 FM. Also, you're watching us or listening to us on BamaInsider, our YouTube channel, and we're there live. You can watch us and listen from noon to 2 each day, or on the Facebook live as well from BamaInsider. And we appreciate all your likes, shares, and subscriptions as well to BamaInsider YouTube channel and Facebook. Hey, real quick before we get back into some other stuff, we're going to have to wrap it up here in just a few minutes. But Chris Walsh from BamaCentral.com, I know you may have another question, but also wanted you to tell everybody about Bama Central and how they can follow you guys and all that you're doing each and every day for the Crimson Tide.
For all things Crimson Tide, and we are going to have complete coverage of the Home Depot Awards tonight with the Crimson Tide players and how well they do. And our Throwback Thursday story today is Mark Ingram winning his first Heisman, which kind of tells you what where our minds are kind of at this week. But Jay, I want to ask you something real quick, and thanks for letting me do this. from a player's perspective, I mean, okay, look, we look at the playoff pairings. We see the line. If things go the way everyone expects, it's going to be Alabama and Georgia again. How tough do you think it would be to be in that situation if you were Georgia, knowing that you've already lost to Alabama and it wasn't particularly close?
Yeah, I mean, and look, the psychology of that too, just for Alabama is not to get too, there's a few plays there in that game that could have changed a lot for Georgia, right? I mean, there's a play where, that we talked about yesterday with Will Anderson Jr. just barely trips the running back. I mean, he's gone. I mean, and that plays a difference in the game. There's, the interceptions, the turnovers. If you don't have those, is there a difference? Not to say that Alabama didn't outplay them and probably played their best overall game, and even Nick Saban brought that up. But you're right. I mean, it's going to be tough for both teams. I mean, Georgia's had to overcome that, the way that they got beat, the way that Alabama dominated them since quarter two on. But Alabama too has got to be careful not to get too overconfident based on, playing Cincinnati and what that game may look like. They can't overlook them as well. And knowing that it's tough to beat a team twice. And Georgia is a very talented team. It's just matchups. Both those teams are built so much alike. It's who comes out with the best intensity, sense of urgency, a lot of times wins those games, and more importantly, ever plays the cleanest game. Lars, your thoughts? We got about a minute and a half.
Yeah, I've said this so many times. I love the story of Stetson Bennett, but Stetson Bennett is not going to beat Alabama. And I know people are focusing on JT Daniels. I don't know what the story is behind that. If he's still not healthy, or if he's had there's been a falling out with the coaching staff. It'll be very, very interesting to see if JT Daniels gets some reps against Michigan, just to get, if they win that game, just to see what he might be able to do against Alabama. Matt, your thoughts?
Yeah.
Just real quick, I think this is the game of his career to date for Kirby Smart. We know he can't beat Alabama. What does he do after he loses a game he was favored in, and now facing Lars's Michigan Wolverines? He almost has to win this game, or he's going to lose more favor. Anyway, that's it.
And also the Orange Bowl. I mean, that's gonna be tough. I mean, the heat and everything down there that Alabama dealt with before they played Clemson that one year. Again, they're also coming off a really tougher game against Michigan than Cincinnati game. But hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks to Josh Smith, our producer, Matt Coulter, Chris Walsh, Lars Anderson, Jay Barker. Join us tomorrow for the Friday edition.
Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store. Achieving your personal best often comes down to how you feel. And when it comes to the right shoes, nothing feels better than New Balance. The fit specialists at the New Balance Birmingham store conduct an in-depth analysis of your foot size, shape, and gait, determining the best New Balance shoes for you. Experience the difference of custom fit today at the New Balance Birmingham store on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A. New Balance Birmingham, your feet will thank you.
1 in 7 men will face prostate cancer. Nearly 500 new cases are diagnosed every day in the U.S. Traditional treatments can cause erectile dysfunction and urinary incontinence. But now there's a new option, high-intensity focused ultrasound, or HIFU.
Men who are really looking for an option that really preserves their urinary and sexual function are great candidates for HIFU treatment.
Preserve